claim situation. We've certainly seen that. It's very unfortunate that we even have to talk about that, but that's real world. And so, there's a lot of factors in that. There's a lot of factors in everything from having policies and procedures in place, background checks and screening. Those are simple ideas. A lot of them are required by the state in certain situations. The statute of limitations changes, the law changes in certain states. I'm sure you're seeing that in Maryland as well. And how that impacts, going back to a previous incident. We have a client right now that was working through a situation where there's an allegation from the 1960s. And, they're not really sure who they were insured with at that point. The documentation, the record keeping, nobody has any of that right now. And so it's certainly not with the company they're with right now. As a matter of fact, they weren't even with our agency that time. And so, that is difficult to walk through, but, they're our client. And so we are walking through that as best we can with them to try to help them with that.
So just in case people aren't aware, it used to be that there was a 10-year limitation on how long people could wait if they were a victim to come forward and sue an organization. And that has been eliminated. And now there is no statute of limitations. And so you're experiencing it with school. I'm experiencing it with some of my other customers where there are accusations coming forward from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And there's a couple of challenges here for the client. There's one, as you mentioned, they have no idea who their insurance was with. Even if they can find the insurance policy, abuse and molestation coverage didn't really come to exist until like the 90s. And so how these policies are paying out is that it wasn't excluded. These policies were silent on the issues. You got to dig down and figure out what was there and what was actually covered and see if you can even find the insurance company that still exists. And that's all a really, really painful process. Now, I don't think that statute of limitations hasn't changed in Virginia yet, right?
It was widened out a little bit. It's still fairly restrictive compared to Maryland. But yeah, it did change a little bit, and it just depends on when the incident happened, what age the individual was at the time of the incident. And it also depends on the type of incident. Different incidences have different limitations of time.
Organizations had kept their records based on the assumption that the limitation was 10 years and now it's forever. So if you were talking to a Virginia customer, knowing that right now it's depending on what it is, it's like 20 years, right? What would you be advising them on?
The technology is there with our computer systems and our file systems online. I mean, I would be documenting and keeping those records indefinitely at this point. Paper file is one piece, and there's still some people out there that use lots of paper files. And to be honest with you, I do some paper files occasionally as well, but I would be keeping that information indefinitely at this point.